girl. All right, so we are in another room of the house that is new to Foxtrot. She is currently sniffing around. We're going to play a new game. It's called 101 Things to Do with a Box, and we need a box. And this is a shaping game, and it is something that I do with dogs to build their confidence. And basically, the rules of the game are easy. It is as simple as, get a box, and the box can be anything. Hi, good girl. You're going to bump the tripod. Hi. Rules are simple. Pick an object. It can be a box, can be a mat, whatever. And the idea is, I know. The idea is to set the dog up so that they come up with the behavior to do with the box. I mean, we can choose. We'll choose an end goal. So for me, my end goal here would be to have her, let's say, put 2 feet in the box. Right? And we can't tell her that that's what we want, of course, because, oops, sorry guys, got this all jacked up and she's licking my hands, checking for food. Hi, good girl. I know, we're excited to see if we can get this lined up right. I know, we're so excited. All right, so she's just staring at me behind the camera because I have food. So we played this game a couple of times. I brought the box out a couple of times to try to introduce it to her, and we haven't really gotten much to do with it. I don't like to bait the box or whatever item you like to use, but my end goal for her for this first behavior is to get her to put her 2 feet in the box. And this is kind of like the hot versus cold game. You remember when we were kids and we would say, hey, you're getting warmer, when somebody would get closer to an object you wanted them to find. And you don't give them any hints. You try not to anyway. You don't look, you don't point, you don't do any of that. And I can't give her any hints here either. So basically what we do is we wait for her to engage with the box. And when she does engage with the box, and it could be stepping towards the box, it could be looking at the box. I know she's out of view now, but because we've just gotten in here and we're getting started with this after a pretty long day, good girl, we're going to give her that gimme where I'm just telling her, hey, you looked at the box in the general direction of the box, because she was pretty fixated on me because I have good stuff in my treat bag today. But we're doing it just like that. So any indicator towards the box, any baby steps towards my end goal, which is to have 2 of her feet in the box, I will click for to let her know that she's getting warmer. Okay? So we're keeping that goal of ours in mind. She's wandering around trying to figure it out. So we've only played this game a couple of times in the sunroom. So we've changed the rules of the game. I wanted to get out of the sunroom to give the cats some time to hang out in there because that's their normal spot. So this room is new to her. She's checking it out. She's getting acclimated. Yes! So I'm clicking because she's going near the box. And now when you're doing a shaping game like this, you don't want to bait the box. You don't want to give her any hints. She has to figure it out on her own. So she is still learning how to play this game. And it's quite boring in the beginning. But once she figures out what shaping is, it will become a very, very useful thing. Good girl. In building her confidence. And I love shaping. Absolutely love it. It is a crack open a book and sit and wait game, particularly in the beginning, as the dog learns to figure out what can I do to make the human click, which makes the treats happen. And it'll become pretty obvious once Foxtrot figures this out. And I don't want to give her any hints, and she's still nosing around the room and checking out all my stuff. So we'll give her some time. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty boring video, but I am going to shut my mouth and just allow her to check things out. Normally you wouldn't want a busy environment like this, and busy for her because she's got all these new smells and everything to check out. So we're going to give some time, and hopefully I can make some edits to the video later to keep you guys from having to look through all of it. So it's been a minute since she's gone through there, picking up objects that we shouldn't. It's okay. So earlier at our last session that we did this morning before we even left, oh, she's got to find that hot dog. I can't click again until she, well, I could click again for her shoving her face in there, because that's exactly what I wanted. She doesn't know where that hot dog went. It's off behind her towards the exercise ball there. I'll let her use her nose to find that. Meanwhile, I'm missing all these really good opportunities to mark for her shoving her face in there. Because that's what I want. That's one step closer to the end goal behavior, which is having her feet stuck in there. So she's still on day 5, and we had a pretty stressful morning. I don't know what order you guys watch these videos in, but we had a pretty stressful morning at the park and then the pet store afterwards. So she's confused. So I clicked. Where I click is the most important part. In the beginning of this kind of training, when you're using clicker training, the delivery of the reinforcer is also important. So I just confused her by clicking while she was at the box and then throwing the reward, and then there was that delay in between the click and actually finding the reward. So she's a little confused about it all right now, and that's okay. It is a sit and wait game because, like I said before, you can't give her any hints here beyond clicking to let her know she's getting warmer, right? So I'm trying to shove all these treats. Good job. So head over the box. That's a step closer than the click before. Yes. Oops. So the idea here too, and it hasn't quite registered for her yet, that where she's at when she hears the click is what she should be doing. Because this game is still pretty new for her. I mean, she's getting it with the other behaviors, to sit you down and, hi, drop it. Yes, good girl. How's it good? Drop it. Ideally, you don't want to be doing anything else while you're working on the shaping exercises like this, because the main focus is, yes, good girl. The main focus is, what are you doing with that box, right? Not grabbing random objects around the room and finding all my scrunchies so that I have to ask you to drop it. What are you barking at? No. A really tall bush is outside my window. Yes. So, even though that she's not necessarily indicating the box, she put her head over the box, and that's what I want. I want her to start figuring out that the click is happening because it has to do with this box. And we'll notice here pretty soon, I think, as long as she doesn't get distracted by whatever she hears, whatever's going on outside that she can hear is pulling her attention away from this box. But she should figure out pretty quickly that, hey, if I put myself over this box, it makes that clicky sound happen, and I want those hot dogs the human has, so let me do this more often. Very good. So later on, when she gets really good at this, I can't wait to show you guys the videos when she has her little light bulb moment. I missed that chance. And it'll happen with you guys too. You're going to miss opportunities, and you just let it go. It's not that big of a deal. It will be frustrating in the beginning, but it's really not that big of a deal. You know? What are you doing, good girl? And she's nosing out the window. Listening to the birdies out there. So we just have to wait for her to make a choice that we can click for. I am going to close those shutters, kiddo. Okay, so the window is blocked now. That's no longer a visual thing that we have to deal with, so we're going to wait until she, don't bump my camera, kiddo. I'm going to wait until she interacts with the box again. Yes, good girl. So just going towards the box. I wanted to grab her before she pulled her attention away because it's been such a long duration since our last click, and she's done so many things between those periods of time. I don't want her to just, I think she's slowly starting to figure it out. Oh, you didn't like that treat. Oh. I missed that one. She had her face over it. But she's done, yes, she's done a little bit more than that nosing at the flaps for me before. And I was hoping that, even though we changed rooms, that she would have her little memory jogged and she'd catch back on to where we were before, where we left off the last session. But like I said, we've only done 2 or 3 short sessions. Yes! Before, and it seems like she's getting it. I'm going to go ahead and click for that because I missed my opportunity earlier. She has another hot dog around there somewhere. Just trying to find, but I did not want to lose that step forward that she just made, putting her nose deeper in the box, right? Because if the nose goes deeper in the box, yes, I like that. My idea here is that if we get her face in there, then eventually she's going to start pawing at it. And then eventually she'll put her paw in it, and then eventually she'll put her second paw in it. But it really, truly is a game designed to get your dog to start thinking more. Yes! Like that she's standing right up against it and over it. Hey, leave it. We got another treat pouch on the floor over there that probably reeks of all kinds of stuff. Yes! Yes! Very good. Alright, so we have successfully clicked and rewarded multiple times in a row for the head over the box deal, right? She wasn't sticking her nose in it. I was clicking for having her face over it. Now what we're going to do is wait her out until she gives me another behavior. I haven't necessarily set us up for the most success. Yes. Take that because our nose is in it. Haven't set us up for the best kind of success coming into a room that is pretty new to her. We've been in it briefly earlier yesterday and today, but we haven't spent time in this room. Yes, I'll take that. So again, we have to think about how long has it been since the last time she was focused on interacting with this box, right? Oh, gross, kiddo. Those are things that I think about when we're working on this. And we generally don't want to, it's been almost 15 minutes. She's got a lot going on. I'm going to try to stop this. Take that. I'm going to stop this video in about 5 minutes because that's a really long session. It's a really long session. She's had a long day. This is going to be our second to last session of the night. She's got a new room to check out. She has time to re-check out. See her stopping and looking at me. She's like, this worked before. Why isn't it working now? So I want her to come up with something else. Alternatively, very much like this morning's park visit, where we had a plan. We went in with a plan, and then the environment changed because extra distractions came in. Hey girlfriend, come on. You don't have to be under my desk, baby. Good girl. Extra distractions showed up, and it changed our plan, right? So just like that, when we're talking about this shaping game, even though my goal is I want you to put your 2 front feet in that box, let's say I wait her out at this point and I'm trying to figure out, I'm waiting her out to come up with a new behavior, something different. You've already given me that so many times, kiddo. Do something different so I can click for that. Let's say she gets frustrated with me because, you clicked so many times earlier for this behavior and you're not doing it anymore. What do I do now? Let's say she comes up with, I'm going to bite the box. Well, that might change my goal plan. My end goal of having her feet in the box, I may change it to, hey, bite the box and bring it to me. Or bite the box and flip it on your head. All kinds of stuff. She's already proven to me that she's obviously very, very smart. She likes to think. You see she's doing a lot of pacing, so she's kind of like weirded out, like what's going on? What are we doing? It's been a little bit. She's, you can see her eyebrows, her facial expression changing. I'm talking and saying words that don't make sense to her. She's still checking out my room, so she's not totally acclimated to here yet. So that's, stacked against her a little bit. Because it's been a bit since she's been back to the box, we're going to end this session in about 3 minutes. I will click for the next interaction with the box. Well, I could have clicked for her coming back. And I may have to. The next time she looks towards the box. Oh, is a kitty at the door? Maybe. Yeah, she got to meet the other kitties today. The eldest was not thrilled with her presence. Hi, girlfriend. What are you gonna do, baby? Excuse you. Hi. Can I have that? Drop. Thank you. Now she's going to go find all my scrunchies all over the place and bring those out because the cats like to play with them and throw them all over the room. But that worked earlier because I had to trade her. So of course she's like, hey, this looks familiar. This will get me a treat if I bring this over to her. So any indication towards the box, that doesn't count. I'm going to click for it because she's confused, which is going to add to the stressors, right? Alright, so since all she's giving me is walking around the box, I'm going to click when she goes by the box at the closest possible point. So we're going to do a little bit of getting her back on track. Yes! Oops. I'm not trying to throw the treats in the box or out of the box or so far away from the box. That ball is probably going to scare her too. I know she's going to find that. Yay, good girl. Moved the ball and didn't even flinch. What a girl. Did not like that treat. Yes. So you saw that long pause with her head over the box. I clicked for that. So we're getting her back on track. She's hovering around the box now. Oops, I'm sorry. It's stuck in your fur, babe. And you can see that she spat out a couple of the other treats. And that could be for a couple different reasons. I mean, those might be the salmon flavored ones, which she apparently does not like fish. At least not with me. And it might be because I have hot dogs with me. I don't really know. Only she knows the answer to that. But so far, she hasn't really cared very much for the salmon treats that I've had. So I'm going to try not to give those out because she's not interested in working for them. So you see she dipped her head into there a lot deeper. I like that. She's getting that treat. Yes. Alright, and we have surpassed the time that I wanted to do this for. I interrupted her. Yes, good girl. So we're gonna end it on that note. Long and boring session, because we had to reacclimate to a new room and everything going on. We came up here because the sunroom it's pretty soundproof, but we can still hear the neighbors. Good girl. Okay, click one more time, give her this treat, and put the box away. Good girl. But that wasn't a bad session. There's just a little much. I was kind of hoping that coming up to a quieter room would help her. But until I got up here, I wasn't considering the fact that she hasn't actually spent much time up here. Which means that she's going to be busy with all the other smells of, hey, the cats hang out here. You know, there's all kinds of other traffic in here and everything. So I didn't take that into account when I decided we needed to move up here rather than being outside in the sunroom. So next time we will we'll try doing the box thing up here. Yeah, you just don't like these ones, do you? Alright, but that's it for 101 things to do with the box. It's a shaping exercise. We are going to try to do 2 sessions a day if she'll tolerate it. Kind of depends on what kind of day she's having, and if she's able to focus. We had some weather come through this morning, but she seemed to cope pretty good with it. So, you had a good day. Yes, you did. Good girl.